Hello everyone, this is Mr. Katyusha, and today we have another video. So today is not a sub-commander battle, but I will be posting more, hopefully, if I can get some more battles out. But today we're playing a good old France, which is, I think, one 1811 army, and two or three 1799 Italys. And over here we have Russia, just 1812 and 1807, so the regular. I believe here we have Mikhail Kutuzov, and some other people around this area. So lots of Russian cav there. Earlier there were some militia running up the road here. No, I believe that the Russian army here, they're in somewhat of a clan. I think it's the LM clan. They're a pretty new clan. Not in Napoleon's Total War clan, I think Mountain Blade, but just to get that straightened out. So they're all pretty much friends. On this side, I have played with these people before, I believe, but we're not, friends like that. But in this battle, we are, so very, very cool. So I have some Tyroliers marching up here with some pretty cool green feathers here, walking really, really fast. I do have cav advancing. I don't know if it's mine. I don't know if these are mine either, but I do have infantry marching up here, as you can see. Yeah, so those troops aren't mine. I do have artillery and stuff moving up, but it takes a while for them to get set up. So this battle is really, really close. It's really cool and interesting. So we'll see how everything goes. I don't think this is my general. Where's my general? Got good old Louis Nicholas Davout here. Or Davout, I think is how you pronounce it. I do have 3 cav moving up to the flank. So I didn't bring a ton of cav, but I do have some pretty quick, sturdy cav. I mean, they're not super, they're not the best cav, but they are pretty good. As you saw in some of your comments, it's about speed. I always thought it was about how good the unit was, but thanks for that, because now I know. So, some pretty quick infantry marching through the grass here. This is not my army over here. Again, like I said, I think I'm playing as the 1811 France. Gotta be different. I just like 1811 better. The Italy, when I looked at the roster, it wasn't that interesting, but not only that, the units were just not my taste. So you have some hussars with some skirmishers marching up the road here. Russia, the Russian cav, you can see now 1812. They see that they're outnumbered, so it looks like they're falling back. It looks like we've taken a building, which is over here, I believe. We got some good old grenadiers running in there. I'm slow to get into the action. I have a very big infantry army, so you're gonna have to come up and fight Russia, because they have good cav. They're pretty well rounded, but their best stuff is in their artillery. And it doesn't seem like, from the look of it, they'd have too much artillery here, so it's pretty good for us. They do have really good, not really good, but they have pretty sturdy infantry that can hold the line for a while and get overwhelming. They have really big infantry units, but nothing compared to the Holy Roman Empire. One of my favorites because of the infantry, which is my favorite unit in this mod. I do love artillery, though. I love everything, but only if they had Katyusha rockets. You know what I'm saying? So I do have some lancers here. Don't usually bring lancers because, I don't know, I do like dragoons because they're pretty standard, pretty good unit overall. Hussars are always good, so I have 3 different units of cav here. I have a unit of lancers, a unit of dragoons, and a unit of hussars there. Russia, it seems like they have a lot of dragoons and hussars. Mainly just dragoons, which is going to be a little bad to deal with. A little hard, but my allies do have good cav. Some lancers over here. Some Kazaki, I think. Looks like we're pushing around some cav. I don't know. My friend is charging in. I don't think he's going for a full-on charge. We might be able to take out some arty here, which it looks like they're going for. Some Cheshires the Cheval. They can't shoot in this mod, I believe, but there we go. A great hit smashing into the Russian lines here. They do take casualties. Actually, quite a few here. They're gonna fall back. So they're falling back there. The Russians are holding this road here, so we're gonna have to get through them. Maybe we can pepper them down a little bit with the cav before we actually get into the combat here. Looks like this Italy over here is going way out around the flank, so we'll see how that goes. We'll have to hold the center for now. Looks like cav is going in for some Tyroliers, which I don't know if it's the best option. I mean, taking out skirmishers is good, but they don't do loads of damage, at least as much as I've seen, but we'll see. Some Lancers on the flank here, gotta watch out for that. My units here, well, my friend's units and these units here can't really form a square, so we're gonna have to get in line ready to fire before he can get a good charge in. Cav now just staring at each other across the field. It looks like he lost one whole unit of artillery. He does have a unit here, a 12-pounder, but my ally there doing a great job of taking out some of the arty early on. Looks like some Tyroliers are going to run back now. Run, boys. Okay, looks like they're going to make it out of there. The Hussars covering their retreat, but I don't know. Some more Tyroliers over here, pushing up to a better position. Looks like there is a slight hill here, so hopefully no shooting dirt, but looks like he's moving up a 6-pounder here, and this is not a friendly looking unit. I mean, it will take them a little bit to get into position, but there's a road here, so 5 cannons here, a 6-pounder. That's not going to be very nice to get through, especially when they start firing canister, so need to be really careful. Now we could push through here, but the infantry would probably take out some of the cavalry, and we don't have much cavalry over here. Looks like a full-on cav fight is about to ensue here. I have Hussars and Chevaliers moving to the flank, some Lancers there. It looks like the Cheshires try to come around the flank, but could not quite manage to take out any of the artillery. Getting killed off there by the Hussars and the Dragoons. My Hussars ready to charge in here, but it looks like his infantry is about to form up, so I am going to fall back in a little bit. Hopefully we don't lose any troops here. Looks like he's going to fire though, taking out a few troops here. I'm going to fall back here. Now I see his artillery is coming out into the open, so maybe I can get a good charge on them with my Hussars. My Hussars coming in here. They might take some casualties here though from any of the Russian fire. Come on. His Russian cav is slower than mine, so I can get in here with some Hussars. And I do knock out a cannon, I kill 10 of their men. Looks like I do break, but I've also broken their artillery at the same time, so a very good trade there. I've only lost 1 unit of cav, and they've lost 2 units of artillery there. So, really good so far for a start, taking out all of their artillery, well, most of it. Looks like now some Hussars are coming in, he was not prepared. He's going to react, but it's too late. The Hussars push in and luckily take out this 6-pounder here, which would be a really big problem for me if we cannot. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to come back from this or not. They have lost about 2/5 of their, or 3/5 of their men here. So, we'll see. His troops can form a square in the center, which is pretty smart there, moving some troops to support his cannon. But it was only 1 unit, and they have not totally set up there. So, great job early on in the early game. So, hopefully our cav will hold out against any of the Russian cav, and it looks like we're doing pretty well in this flank. We have good units of cav. We're forming up our lines, and Russia is still a big blob, not quite all together yet. It's a good preemptive strike here against their forces. Only about 10-ish minutes into the battle, so really good. Marching my troops in an attack column formation here, which does march them faster. I should be able to overpower their flank, but I see that my ally here will get outnumbered, so going to move some troops over there. Now I believe my artillery is still back here, yes, in the village. And I thought these were roads. I mean, they are roads up until this point, so it will not be super friendly to walk through, but we'll see. So my artillery does not set up for a while, which definitely puts me at a disadvantage because he has cav and does outnumber me, because to this battle they brought a lot of militia, which is really nice looking to mention. Really good, not really good militia, but really good looking militia. I'm not sure if they're the best unit. His Tyroliers do fire. I believe, looks like they won't fire at the Lancers here, which do take them out. Now, it is good to take out some skirmishers. I mean, they're a little annoying, so always good to take them out. But I don't know. It looks like the Cheshire's fall here playing a big part in taking out key positions. They're really fast. Although they can't fire their guns like in vanilla, which can make them a little OP at times. They've just broken a unit of skirmishers, some Strelki here, and broken off some C9 Cav. Oh, and an interesting part in this battle is we do have a British army. So we have 2 Russian armies and 1 British army still not forming up. So it is taking these guys a really long time to form up, which isn't necessarily bad. But the more time you give your opponent to set up, the more advantage they have because they're ready to go from the beginning, and it gets harder for you to react and kill them. I guess that's what everyone's trying to do. So Davout still watching from here, Lord Davout, and my Lancers and my Dragoons are still here, so pretty good. Still have quite a few numbers. Now, my friend is getting overpowered here. Now, I did not watch this. Obviously, I was fighting my part of the battle, so I'm pretty much just as surprised as you are when you're watching this, if you are surprised. But I guess not surprised, but I'm not always sure what I'm doing. Sometimes I just like to wing my videos, but... So, it looks like their general's still doing well and happy, but hopefully we can kill him soon enough. So we're forming up our lines together. Always good to coordinate with your friend here. He's bringing some Brunswickers here, one of my favorite British units, the Black Brunswickers, and some Grasshoppers, which is kind of a weird name, but they can get the job done. 77 in a skirmisher unit is pretty good. So pushing up to the flank here, supporting his Russian ally. Now, I will answer with line infantry if I can get in range, but they will be a nuisance for quite a while for these 2 units here. I'm guarded by this weird rocky formation here, so there's not really much that can come around the flank. I mean, I guess the road, but it's still hard to get around without me noticing. So, pretty good on the flank there. I am moving up artillery to the center, but it's going to take them a really long time to get there. Still not moving my artillery now. I was focusing on this area of the battle. They have a lot of militia, which might not do them too well, because we can really start to... their morale is not good, obviously. There's a bunch of poor farmers who get together. I do retreat my cav, I believe, eventually, because look how much cav they have on the flank here. 40 units of some actually pretty good Leibgardia here. Some Lancers and Cuirassiers. So these will be hard troops to take care of. Our cav is pretty light, I believe. I mean, we do have some C4 here, some of the heavier, slower units, but I mean, although they have slower units in a full-on battle, we might not be able to counter them with their heaviness, if that makes any sense. Again, I'm not sure. Russia's going for skirmishers here, which is always a good thing. Always good to go for a little extra unit there. But I don't... Going for artillery would be much more useful to do with their time here. Now, I am taking some casualties from this unit here, but it's not anything major. It's not like they're going to break anytime soon, so overall doing pretty well. Looks like my allies also moving up some artillery. My artillery marching down the road here, taking their time. Brought 2 12-pounders here, which is much cheaper than, I think it's a 4-unit 12-pounder or 5-unit, which, I mean, overall, if the price is cheaper, you might as well take it, even if they're split up units. I'm not in range yet, so I'm going to keep moving, but they are taking out quite a lot of my troops here on the flank, but should be able to outnumber them and overpower them eventually. Again, we are outnumbered, I believe, by maybe 1 or 2 units, but we should be able to overpower them. I mean, the French courage. Russia, though, here's a display, a charge, but it's by militia, so we should be able to take them out. Militia fares much better in line battle because, I mean, obviously in melee they don't last too long. Looks like I am in range, but I'm doing virtually no damage to their troops. I mean, we've only taken out 2 guys from this unit and 1 from there. They are starting to break in their center here. I mean, they do have some British horse artillery here, but I'm not sure. It looks like they're going to fire a canister, I believe, maybe, possibly soon. It looks like they're actually glitching out there, so looks like they're not able to fire, so that's really good for us. I mean, glitches happen, but here some grenadiers charging right through the center, Russian style, giving them a taste of their own medicine, taking out the whole flank here. France is still moving around the flank, so not quite set up over here. Kind of a weird layered formation, and Britain looks like they're going to support their ally. Now Britain could reinforce this gap, but the grenadiers are pushing through right now. Melee can be really deadly in this mod if you're successful, so doing a ton of damage here. These guys should form a square, hopefully soon, but I'm not sure if they're going to or not. Some Russian or British cav pushing through here. Again, Russians, looks like our friendly general died. I'm not sure who it was. Not firing canister here, but again, the Russians could have had a path right to the artillery, which obviously was doing a lot of damage to the flank here. And again, just one for some skirmishers, which never works. So they've broken a ton of troops on the flank here, almost all of the 1807's army. They only have this little bit left here, and they're still taking casualties constantly from the artillery. So the Russians going for the skirmishers here might have been their downfall in the center here, but the battle is not yet over. Things will sway really quickly in this mod. You might seem like you're winning greatly in 1 second, but the Russian resolve. So it looks like some Dragoons went for a charge here. They're going to fall back. Some Lorraine troops. Some Alsatian boys there. Looks like they do have some elites here. The artillery should be able to take out quite a lot of troops in the square. A much bigger target, but a lot of damage has been done in the center here. Now, the question is, will the French be able to reinforce it in time before reinforcements come and fill in the gap? So on the flank, still just in a heavy gun battle here. Great fire. It's really loud. Might turn down my settings pretty soon. Actually, I'm gonna do that now because it is a little loud. Sorry for anyone with headphones. Or just with their video up really loud. I don't know why you would do that. It's still really loud. Okay, that did nothing. Let me just turn it down a bit more. That's a bit better. If it's a little quiet, I don't know. This is, again, just, you know, going with it. So, just tell me in the comments section below, because inexperience is different for everyone. So I believe one of our friendly generals died, which isn't great for morale. But the Russians have lost a ton of troops, so kind of evens out. Not necessarily, I guess. We have quite an advantage here. It looks like the French went for a charge on the flank with some line infantry, which they should be able to take out. I don't know. These militia are doing really well in battle against much more elite French troops. Some Portuguese Urban Dragoons coming in here. Looks like I'm going to fall back on the flank here. Obviously, I'm not going to stand there and get mowed down by Dragoons, which are not Dragoons, skirmishers, which are doing a lot of damage, and I'm not really doing much to them. Over here, Russia and Britain, it looks like, have come in. Well, Britain came in and they saved 1807's Russians' butt here. I mean, they did recover in time, which is nice. They filled in the gaps, but really there, the cav charge moving into the flank here. France is losing a lot, at least in the center part here. The 1799 Italy are losing a lot of troops. It's not looking good in the center. Britain came in here, reinforced the gap. We were busy on the flank. I still have my 2 units.
Sir, our general is under attack.
He'll be okay, at least for now. So, doing a lot of damage here. Looks like I'm going to fire a canister into these troops here. Doing quite a lot of damage. Looks like we're going to fire another round here pretty soon. So you can already see the carnage by a small gun battle here. A lot of melee going on in the center. You can see a lot of breaking here. Actually, I just realized I did not have the map up. So if you want to see it, the original lines staying pretty same in the battle. But again, we have turned a little sideways. Most of my battles do this, which is kind of weird, but cool. France pushing heavily on the flank. Now, the Russians could push out and support the flank over here because France is moving around their flank, so again, doing a good job there, but Britain still has so many reserves, so it's going to be hard to get through them. I still have a really big portion of my army. I haven't really lost any units at all, except for, I believe, some cav over here, and maybe an infantry unit, but tons of unit threatening the flank. Now, a bad thing about Britain when you're fighting them, I guess, a good thing about them if you're playing as them, is that almost virtually all of their units can form a square, which does not go well for cav. If you have a very cav strong faction like France, it can be really annoying. Again, it's usually glitched out, the balance of power, so I wouldn't listen to that, because the battle obviously is not really, I mean, we're doing good, we have a bit of an advantage, we're the red here, it's a little glitched out, but it's not like the battle is like super in our favor, but whatever. Looks like he's gonna fire some canister. Hopefully he doesn't get any friendly fire, because that would be pretty sad. I mean, at least for these guys, but Russian cav coming in here, sealing the deal for these poor Russian soldiers here, or the French soldiers who are trapped in melee fighting. Now they could form a square, but when you're melee you can't form a square, I guess. I'm going to charge these skirmishers because I'm really tired of them. I can't win in line battle against them, so why not push out 4 units here? Maybe it was a little over the top, but you gotta do what you gotta do, so. Now, I've lost quite a lot of troops, but the Russian morale is a lot worse than ours, so it doesn't necessarily matter. And my canisters doing tons of damage to their lines. We get to their troops before they can retreat, and obviously they break pretty quickly. Kind of feel bad for the Brunswick troops because I love them. They're one of my favorite units. We have some Brits over here. Some British are moving around the flank, so now France is going to fall back. It's not looking good for us at this point. I've lost my flank and I realize this, so I got to move my troops around pretty quickly. France will hold them off for a little while, and I was thinking if I lose, I can just retreat back to the house. But at this point, it's not looking very good. I do have my 2 grenadier units back at the house, but I do still have 4 units on the flank. I'm going to move them over here pretty soon, take out the Russian flank. But I don't know how well I'm going to be able to fare in battle against all these Russian armies. France will be able to hold on for some time over here, but they're being attacked basically by an army and a half, so it's going to be hard for them over there. They do have support from some of my cav, I think. Some cuirassiers here. This unit becomes a really big threat. Also gets pretty annoying. Do a lot of damage. He's going for my cap now. Not gonna work. Gonna form a square right there. I believe they do hit my infantry, but they break pretty quickly. So yeah, there we go. So not really doing any damage at all. Only killing a few guys here. I believe we fire canister right into them. Actually, they do some damage, some considerable damage, only killing half the unit almost. But they stay in the battle. Luckily, the French resolve there, staying in it. So we hold there. They lose a unit of C5, so pretty good unit. Again, I'm just used to the unit by eliteness and heaviness, which sometimes it does equate, but that's just what I'm used to, so sorry if I say that. I just mean pretty much the speed of the unit.
Our men are running, sir.
So some of my troops start running. Some La Ferte here, retreating, which, I mean, getting attacked by the cuirassiers, but I do charge in. I believe these are my troops. So my Lancers and my Dragoons come in here, taking out a bunch of infantry here, a ton of Russian cavalry. I kill a general. Even, I don't know, I think they might have killed general, I don't know, but a general dies. I take out a bunch of Russians in the flank, and look at this is perfect right here. No cover at all, Russians on the flank that can't form a square. I can push right through these lines here. The skirmishers are going to die next, along with the poor militia, who probably just got drafted without choosing to. So Lancers pushing through the flank here. I'm about to kill some of these cuirassiers on the flank, so my cav here, these 2 units alone, doing a ton of damage. So you can see in this mod how things can go from bad to good and maybe back to bad again, but we'll see. little spurs of
Our men are running, sir.
good stuff, I guess. So I have 4 units here against their 4, and these are pretty good units on the flank. These are no militia here. So, I don't know, I didn't divert my lines, I didn't like switch them, so we'll see. I'm firing canister into their flank. I can still reach over there, so that will do some damage. It looks like his cuirassiers have actually broken my dragoons, which is pretty amazing. Also not good for my troops. Some lancers over here pushing over. See, the cuirassiers there, really heavy unit, pretty hard, and just regular standard cavalry steel to steel battle to fight them. By steel I mean like sword steel, not like a thief fight. That would be cool and weird. Some sappers here. I love the Italian France. They look awesome, but I don't know, just again not really my style. Most of the Italian factions are pretty cool as well. Piedmont Sardinia, really nice unit, or a really nice faction I should say. So I lose my poor lancers there. They did a ton of damage on the flank. You can still see the carnage of the battle just in the center here. A lot of troops throwing away their lives in the center. So my friend does have 3 units here. He's going to push back up that came back from routing. So that's good. A full-on, kind of a full-on line battle. Not necessarily. There's only like maybe 8 units total. Over here on the flank, fighting. I mean 9, but shooting right now there's only like 8. This poor unit of 36 guys still fighting. Still in the green morale. Probably get taken out by some of these line infantry there. So this is it's going pretty bad already, and things change really quickly in this mod, so we'll see. Firing canister here. I believe they should fire canister. They're really close, and those are some Pavlov's Grenadiers, so a really good unit. Probably gonna push right through this line, as expected. Watch, if they go for the skirmishers, that would be pretty funny. Okay, it looks like they're gonna go for the cannon. Pretty common theme in this battle. Might just name this video go for the skirmishers, but probably not, because that would be weird. So my 2 units of line here, I did move my 2 other units to support the flank here. Should be able to take out these Jaegers. Marching up now. Really nice line battle here, just watch this. I haven't done many close-ups in this battle because a lot of stuff happens around everywhere, so sorry if you like close-ups, but the strategy is important too. If you like that, I don't know. Pretty mixed audience, so
Our men are running, sir.
I don't know. Just comment down below if you want what you want to see, if you like the close-ups more, if you like the grander strategy. So these troops are coming around the flank here. It looks like I should be able to hold them off with my line. Now Russians don't have the best line, but I am outnumbered here, and they can win with brute force. Again, I see cav around this area, so I'm keeping this unit very close to my artillery. I need to keep my artillery around because they've been winning this battle for me here, taking out huge swaths of infantry here. I love that musket sound. Really nice. Looks like they're going to get ready to fire another volley here. So nice. So it looks like we're about to take out this unit here of Vladimir Putin Jaegers there. I'm just joking, but that would be pretty cool if that was a unit. There's a slight hill here. I mean, they could fall back to this, but again, I mean, hills do matter in this mod, but again, with some cav around the flank or a little whammy here and there, you can, it doesn't do too much for you if you're extremely outnumbered, which is why in vanilla you can have last stands like one of my first Napoleon videos, but in this mod it doesn't always work. You need numbers and strength. On the flank here though, I basically just contradicted myself. We have 3 units taking out a bunch of the flank of the Russians here. So fighting off grenadiers there, it's a hard battle, but we won. We're going to move around the flank. Russia's going to fall back. Britain is still here with some Royal Americans on the flank. Now we should be able to take out some of their troops. We do have some cav around the flank, so again, still guarding my artillery because I'm gonna need them. I think a guy just got shot there. So this unit is still in the battle, which is surprising. They've lost one man since the last line battle. Again, militia will never do you well in battles. I mean, they do have good numbers and they're pretty cheap, and they do fight pretty well in line battles, but their morale will definitely run out pretty quickly. Still a good strategy, especially for Russia, because they do have quite a lot of militia. Over here, a huge charge by France, coming into the British flank here. But I don't know if they'll be able to stand up to the numbers here from Britain, so it looks like a desperate charge here. A lot of good cav coming into the flank, though. They can push around and do a lot of damage to Britain before I have to deal with them, but doing a lot of damage. If they can take out the artillery here, that would be great, but it looks like they're stuck here because they've lost their horses. Forming a square there, they're going to move around the flank, so keeping their cavalry alive is really important. But again, Britain most of their units can form a square, so it'll be hard to deal with. I've charged right into the Russian lines, following my French comrades over there, taking out a lot of these troops. Again, militia won't do very good in line battle, so the perils of having a lot of militia, or large numbers, I guess I should say. I do move these two units over here to deal with the rest of the Russian numbers, but the rest of my troops are going to move up and deal with the huge threat over here. Now at this point it's not looking great. France only has a couple units of cav over there, and my France, I guess, I only have a few units left of line infantry. Here's Britain going for a charge. I'm going to form a square here. Actually, it looks like he's not. Yeah, okay. Speedy there. Should probably move them back because they're going to get a lot of friendly fire. Move them to the flank to get some good pop shots off at the King Sherman 1st Dragoons.
Our men are running, sir.
Looks like my general has been sniped. Wow. That's dedication. I think he moved his Pavlovsk Grenadiers all the way out there just to kill my general. Or, he didn't kill my general, he just made him run away. There he is right there. Davout. So, I mean, that was a little sloppy, but I still have my general, even though he's running away. So, not really. But they don't have Pavlovsk Grenadiers here, so this might help us a little bit. I mean, I'm sure he has a unit somewhere. Another unit. Which he does, I think. He does have Grenadiers, but anyway. So, France still has quite a lot of good cav. They do have some Grenadiers here, which did do really good in battle against the Mountain Lancers here and the Lily Whites. But Britain still has about 5 units of infantry of line, and I think Russia has about 6 here, or maybe even 7. I think 7, yeah. And the Pavlovsk Grenadiers coming from the flank there. So, altogether they have almost 15 units, or maybe more, if I can do my math right. But it's gonna be hard. So 5 units versus plus 10, so it's gonna be a really difficult battle here. And he still has dragoons in the flank that will be a threat. They have taken quite a lot of actually they might just retreat. Taking casualties from the canister there, which can reach pretty far. Now they are moving up 2 units. I have 2 units there. Again, not microing exactly, because I'm really worried about this up here. He has cav on the flank here. I think these troops might be from the Rhine over here. And some, this is Heavy's cav. They look like old guard on cavalry, which is always a cool sight. So I think I don't know. I think we've lost the LOC. I don't know if they have a unit in the house, which they might not. We still hold the house here, the 1-pointer, and I believe we don't hold our 4-pointer either, but that's okay. Or this is the 4-pointer over here. I don't know. So yeah. So if we don't win LOC, we can at least get the deathmatch victory, which pretty much is the same thing if they don't have any troops left. So we'll see. I think all of their troops are here though, so not much to worry about. Some of my slower infantry here. I have one unit fighting against infantry on this flank though, but I don't know if this is the best infantry, and they're pretty depleted as well as their morale is pretty crappy at this point. I don't know if they lost their general or not, but I should be able to hold out and battle against some Jaegers here. Some Vladimir Jaegers. That's a pretty cool name. Vladimir Jaeger. I like that. See, this is what I'm talking about. I have to worry about Britain. They haven't pushed up yet, but Russia is going to really push my flank here, so I'm going to fall back to the bushes here. Hopefully I can hold out long enough. I was thinking maybe I could retreat back to the house, but at this point, I don't really have much left to do. And the cav can't really help that much, not because like the player's horrible, because that's never the case, but there's not much you can do against these units that can square here, so we'll see. Arthur Wesley is here, so their best general. Hopefully we can kill him too. I'm about killing a lot of generals today. So we've broken their 2 units, so my artillery is safe now. We're safe. I have 3 units that I can now move up to the flank against Britain and focus more on Russia. Now Russia, you know, being Russia, is not going to wait for Britain over here. They're going to push right in, and this might come to my benefit. But again, I'm still outnumbered, so I'm going to fast forward here, because it's going to take a while. So I'm marching up my infantry. No, I don't know. I don't know why I need to guard my artillery still, because they're okay. There's not really much they can shoot from here. No offense. I don't know why that's an offense, but whatever. So it looks like some of their line infantry is pushed up. Now, France still does have somewhat of a force, but it's not really much they can do against Britain's numbers here. Russia's pushing me now. They're pushing my nerves. Some Pavlovsk Grenadiers here. Good in melee, but how good is their aim? We'll see. So 81 troops versus 93. I should be able to beat them here, and this is really close range. This is like absurdly close. We'll call this battle the Massacre of the 5 Trees. I don't know why. Okay, it looks like we're about to shoot. See, now if you can get them right before they charge in, it really hurts their morale, because, I mean, getting shot in the face is obviously not good. It's pretty scary. So it looks like they're going to retreat here. Only 37 men left out of the original 131. Getting shot in the back too, so they're going to keep running for probably the rest of the battle. Now I have a unit on the flank here, and this is why you can't be overly aggressive. You got to move together. You got to have cooperation, which is, I think, both of our teams kind of didn't do great with, but we didn't do horrible with it. But right now, Russia's by themselves. I can push in. Britain again is forming square here, but he's not committing his full force, so I can be able to deal with them and Russia at the same time, which is really what helps me here. But again, really outnumbered, and Russia's line is really weird. It's kind of jagged. It's like not forming well. But I'm gonna hit his flank right here real hard with some infantry. I believe British infantry does have good accuracy, but at the end of the day, what wins you a battle is numbers. So if I can outnumber these units, then I should be able to take them out. The dirty 100. That's obviously not true because they have more than 50 men, but whatever. Maybe they don't know how to count, you know? Shouldn't be judging them. So the saucy greens. Shooting at some cav here. Now, he does not commit his cav, which as I said, makes sense because all of his troops can form a square. But if he can get Arthur here, little turtle man, then he should be able to do a lot of damage to the morale of Britain. I'm holding the trees here against the Russian onslaught. This is, I believe, the biggest line infantry unit in France. 203 men. They've lost almost half their unit. Still in the fight. Go, Frenchmen, go. So they should be able to hold on for a little while. This unit is still fighting. I'm very, very proud of them. The Phalanges. That's a weird name. I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope it is. I'm just going to call them the Fingers for now on. The Phalange. I don't know. Anyway, they're going to hold the flank. Still fighting. They've only lost a few troops since last time they met some Russians here. So I have 5 units and they have 7. So this is going to be really hard to deal with. Britain here has accuracy and range. And it looks like he actually got a good charge in here. The infantry, the hammer, I guess. Wait, no. I guess they'd be the anvil holding the British there. Cav coming around the camp farm square. So a great use of infantry and cav there together. So I got to give that to my ally here. Really helping, saving my butt here with the cav here. Now I kept him in battle with my line infantry so that I guess he didn't micro. I don't know. So he's gonna take him out before they can form a square, doing a lot of damage, and obviously he can take out some skirmishers, and hopefully we kill Wellington. So that would be amazing. Even though they're from the Peninsular Coalition, we're fighting in, I think the map is Italy. But again, the story makes no sense because we're also fighting Russia from 2 different time periods. And we're France fighting from 2 different time periods, so doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but the battle is the battle, you know.
We have killed their generals.
I think we just killed Wellington, so yeah, we killed Wellington. Looks like he won't win Waterloo after all. Now the French, or the Russians, oh my god. None of their units can form a square except for this unit of Light Guardia on the flank. So we got this battle pretty good here. I mean, unless we mess up really bad, but that would be embarrassing. And again, the Russian morale is fading here. Now these units are pretty elite. They're probably the best units that Russia, the line infantry, that they have to offer, but, or at least that they have on this battlefield. But we're gonna take care of these boys here. Looks like we got some grenadiers in the flank here. Some old guard with little pajama pants on. That was a really nice volley there. Now, getting shot in the back, Russia has no idea what to do. They're like a headless chicken. Firing through the bushes here. My boys, hold on. That'd be cool if there's like an animation where the guys start shouting like Vive la France. That would be pretty cool, but maybe that'll be in the next patch. Looks like the Russians are shooting. They've turned around. You know what that means? They're gonna lose morale real quickly. I mean, I was gonna say that maybe we'll go for a charge, but again, I don't really remember what I do. My artillery is still slamming into their lines, but they're not really hitting much. It's not that far away. All I care about is this one unit right there. I just hope the Phalanges make it to the end of the battle. They form the square now, which I don't know why they did that. I mean, you can fire from multiple directions, but a charge is going to do a ton of damage because I found out playing against my friend Pro Hunter. If anyone knows, oh my god, that shot from artillery there. Anyway, if you know him, I was playing a few battles against him, and I was really rusty, so I lost. Like every time we played against each other. I might show a few of those videos for a few laughs, but whatever. So my line infantry charging in here to this unit of Light Guardia. We should be able to beat them since they're in square. They're also getting shot from the flank. I'm surprised these units are still here. I mean, they're elite, but it's still impressive. Here we go. You're gonna hit the flank there. It looks like he's sprinting out his lines here, but it's too late. The French are just too OP. They can't be stopped. I mean, until winter comes, because then they freeze to death, but until then we'll be okay. So they've got 4 units here. Again, my troops are in pretty lengthy lines, I guess, if that makes any sense. So we can get off a lot of fire, and they're in big boxy formations, which are good in melee, but not good for line battle. Charging in his calf here, going to seal the deal for the rest of the Russian army here. Again, I mean, what can Russia do without winter? What can they do without Cossacks? The answer is nothing. So, the French here, a really close battle, really fun to play. Really bloody. Oh my god. Okay, the British are coming back with this surprise unit of Portuguese 9th Line. Thank you, if you're watching this video, for not dragging it on, because I think he held the 4-pointer here. That would have taken forever. So again, not the longest battle, but it was really fun to play, really action-packed, lots of cav. Charging in here, doing tons of damage.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
You can't rest, you gotta keep running. So, I'm shooting some artillery at them. Controls are getting all wobbly. So the Portuguese marching in here. Ugh, cannonball hit that guy directly. Just that one man that can't keep marching. Okay, so I have about 6 units here against 1. Let's see who will win. I think the Brits will win here. That's sarcasm, if you're wondering. Again, a column formation. I mean, there's not much you can do here. I think we go for a charge, because why not? Oh wait, the cav is going to go for a charge pretty soon. There we go. Oh, that was bloody. Both sides. Oh my god, come on, French cav. Okay, we should be able to break them pretty... Okay, we charge in, I think. So that is the battle, I believe. I think that is the last unit. I hope it is. So I'll just speed it up. There we go. So that's the end of the battle. I deployed the most out of any of my friends because I had the most line infantry. So I did lose the least amount, and I killed second most. So really close battle there. Thanks for all the players for playing. Kind of a clan here, but again, as I said in the beginning, not really. Let's see which unit got the most kills. Where are the phalanges? There they are. 88 kills. Okay, that's not great. 273, that's really good for a unit. Almost double the unit below them. Getting 2 chevrons there. Who lost the most? Oh, my biggest unit. That makes sense. Most men, most losses. Almost the most kills. So again, thanks to all the players for playing. Leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.